أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حضرت مسیح موعود علیہ الصلاۃ والسلام in his book Al-Wasiyat, the will, writes, God addressed me and said that I should inform my Jamaat, that those who believed and their belief is not adulterated with worldly consciousness, and is not adulterated with worldly considerations, and is free from hypocrisy and cowardice, and is such as it does not fall short of any stage of obedience. These are the people who belong to those who are favorites of God, and God says that these are the very people who have a sure footing with their Lord. And then, in the same book, he urges his followers to join this blessed scheme of Wasiyat. In the end, he has a few prayers for those who joined. He says, "And I pray that God may bless Bahishti Maqbara and make it the resting place of those members of the Jamaat who are pure of heart and who have in reality given precedence to faith over world and who have renounced the love of the world, and submitted themselves to God and who have brought about in themselves a holy change, and who have, like the disciples of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, set the example of faithfulness and truthfulness. Ameen, O Lord of the world." Then he continues, "And I pray again, O my mighty God, make this piece of land fit for the graves of those of my Jamaat who are pure of heart and who have in reality become solely for you, and in their works there is no adulteration of the worldly objectives. Ameen, O Lord of the world." Then he continues, "And again for the third time, I pray, O my mighty and my benevolent, O God who is forgiving and merciful, give in this land a peace for graves only to those who truly believe in this chosen one of yours and who have no trace of hypocrisy, of selfish desires, and unfounded suspicion in their hearts, and as faith and obedience deserves to be followed and observed, they follow and observe it for your sake, and the condition of their heart is such that while alive they have sacrificed their lives for you and in your path, and with whom you are pleased, and about whom you know that they are totally lost in their love for you, and those who have a relationship of love for your chosen one and have such devotion for him as they would not hesitate to shed their lives for him, a relationship based on loyalty total respect and veneration, and a relationship based on the fact their hearts embrace faith with open bosoms without feeling any constraint. Ameen, O Lord of the world. Last year, I reminded Ansar about the desire of a Khalifatul Masih Khamis, Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasrihil Aziz, that he announced in 2004, now 13 years ago, that by 2008 he would like to have 50% of the earning members of all Jama'at, all Ahmadis, to be Musi. And we should work towards that end, because at the time, our percentage of Musis in the United States of America was quite dismal. As you have just seen, respected Sadr Sahib Ansarullah gave us the graph, and mashallah, congratulations that we have improved it. But let me put this in perspective. With all the congratulations, we still way short of our commitment, and that is only 50%. The total number of Ansar as of June 30th was 3,513, and out of that, 2,769 were earning members. Now mind it, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih has emphasized the percentage of the earning members, be Khudam, Ansar, or Lajna. And the total number of Musis out of Ansar is 1,050. So with this percentage, even if you add earning members into the total number, which is also including non-earning, our percentage is 37.9. If you take the earning Musis from the earning member of Ansar, the percentage is 37.92%. And if you take total percentage, then it becomes 29.08%. So the number are here, and you could decide yourself. And I'm told when in this continuation of having this campaign of having Musis, the Ansar to join Nizam-e-Wasiyat, some of us, or maybe more of some of us, when approached and urged to join the Nizam-e-Wasiyat, they answered, "I'm not ready for it," or "I'm not ready for it yet." And I don't know what does it mean. I really don't know. I struggle with it. That means that I'm not ready to part 10% of my take-home income? Or does it mean that I'm not ready to be recipient of the prayers of the Prime Messiah that I had just recited? Or I'm not ready to change myself for towards the better spiritual condition? So I don't know what I meant when I said that. And I don't know what I was thinking when I said that. Maybe I was too busy watching a tight ball game and didn't want to be disturbed. And maybe I was thinking just a new luxury car came on the market and should buy it. Or maybe I was discussing with my architect a bigger house in a gated community that would be envy of my friends and family and my colleagues. Or maybe when I received that phone call to consider myself to enroll in Nizam-e Wasiyat, I was too busy checking out my investment portfolio. Or maybe I didn't care about the whole situation. Or it's possible, or many times we hear, it's between me and my God, don't bother me. Yeah, it's between me and Allah. When I heard that Secretary Wasaya's call or knock at the door, that was my answer. So I'm not sure what I was thinking when I said that, or when I ignored it, or when I set aside the request. But one thing I am 100% certain, that I was not thinking about this Quranic verse of chapter 84, verse 13. Innahu kana fi ahlihi masrura. Innahu zanna allan yahura. Bala inna rabbahu kana bihi basira. When Allah Ta'ala describes the condition at the day of judgment for those who are not going to do very well, and He says, verily, before this, that means before the day of judgment, verily, before this he lived joyfully among his family. He indeed thought that he would never return to God. Yeah, surely his Lord sees him full well. And I also was not thinking about this verse. Yasabu anna malahu akhlada. He thinks that his wealth will make him immortal. I may have a lot of excuses to not give chanda, to not join the Nizam-e Wasiyat, not to do my chanda according to prescribed rate. But whatever justification I have or excuses I have, the bottom line is all about money. There is no running from it. It's all about money, and it's all about commitment or lack of it. As you can read this thing, the plaque here, it is not possible for you to love wealth as well as to love Allah. And this is the true statement. A couple of months ago, I read in Ansarullah magazine an article from Sadr Sahib and Naib Sadr Sahib discussing and urging Ansar to join this blessed scheme. And they used this word, Anjam Bakhair, and Sadr Sahib was just was used this in just a few minutes ago in his comments. The Anjam Bakhair, or goodly end. And what is Anjam Bakhair? We all wish for it, we all pray for it, but do we strive as much humanly possible to do good works towards that end? We all say maybe we do, or maybe we don't have a time to think about it. But we do say, Anjam Bakhair. On the day of judgment, when nobody would be covering anybody, we all on our own, standing in line, as God just described the condition, hoping the mercy of God will cover us and take us into the paradise. Hoping that our faults and forgive our sins would be buried by mercy of God. And I stand there, I may hear the voice while I'm standing in front of the gate of paradise. It is possible, very possible, that I hear, we are not ready for you. There will be no second chance. We cannot return back. My world is upside down. And I'm thinking about it and wondering what happened. As this voice rings in my ears, we are not ready for you. Maybe I would be reminded when I was too busy, when the message of God's prophet came to me, and I said, I'm not ready for it yet. And I was pondering about it. I'll be nudged aside to make place for somebody behind me. And then I would hear a sound, a voice. Addressing to that person, Fadkhuli fi ibadi, wadkhuli jannati. So enter thou among my chosen servants, and enter thou my garden. And that, folks, is Anjam Bakhair. Whatever that person did, he got God's pleasure. I don't know what's happened to the one that was told, we're not ready for you. I don't want to think about it. It is sad that we are talking about reaching a goal of 50% for Ansar. That discussion should have long been over. We should be 100%. Remember, it's almost 115 years ago the Prophet Messiah alayhi salam wanted us to join this blessed scheme. Three generations passed, and we are still struggling, really struggling, to get to the 50%. 50%. This is not even a passing marks in the United States of America. We as Ansar should be taking care of our next generation. Not worried about ourselves, whether we are Musi or not. We should be taking care of our children, our spouses, and encouraging them to be Musi. How many of us, or I can say for myself, when my son graduated from school and I was looking for the best colleges, that goes for daughters too, for best colleges so he can have a bright future, a good earning potential, education, worldly education. Did I call him and said, "Oh, my son, here is a book that I would like you to read. I am doing whatever I can to make your life comfortable, to give you better education in a few years that you're going to live on this earth. But your spiritual father has left you this will. And if you follow it, it very well do your anjam bakhair and earn you pleasure of God and the long hereafter life. And you probably won't be told that they are not ready for you." If I didn't do it, I slacked in my responsibility as Ahmadi father. I should go one step further. If I had worked on my children, tried to teach them the Islamic teachings, and prayed earnestly for their well-being and their training, moral, ethical, and spiritual training to love God, they should be coming to me when they were getting their driving license at age 18 and telling me, "Dad, as I'm getting my driving license, I want to sign the wasiyat form. I have read the book. I'm ready to do it." But how many of us ever talk about between MCAT and SCAT and SAT and other exams, would urge them to read book and urge them to join this blessed scheme? So it's great that we have improved a little bit, but folks, look into perspective and think about it. Please think about it. How many more years it'll take to get just to 50%? How long it'll take for all AMLA members, local or national, to become Musi? How difficult it is to follow the desire of Prophet Messiah al-Islam and direction of Khalifatul Masih Ayyada Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz. 50%. We should be daring ourselves, say, Hazur, you said 50%, we'll do 100%. We set an example. We lead the world in number of wasiyats, in Majlis Ansarullah, anywhere in Jama'at Ahmadiyya. Unfortunately, we can't do it. After all the talk of our commitment and our love, and I'm not doubting any word of it, but here, what they call it, the rubber meets the road. May Allah enable me, help me to join the ranks of true followers of the Prophet Messiah alayhi salam, and may He enable me to share the prayers that He had done for those followers I just recited. Jazakallah.
रोशनी का सफर